What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Tonibryanne, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing America's sweetheart, Taylor Swift. I'm sure in recent months, if you consumed any sort of media, you have been hit with the Taylor Swift craze. It's almost as if Taylor Swift has gained a mass amount of popularity in recent times. Taylor has always had popularity, but it seemed to have disappeared for a certain set of years. But in today's video, we're going to be discussing the origin of the Taylor Swift craze, why it disappeared, and why it is now coming back. Now, this video will probably be mainly speculations because we don't know exactly why Taylor Swift is so popular. So please, Swifties, don't try it, okay? But as always, you guys know we have to start off with a little bit of positivity. So here is the quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is, "Today and every day I am on a journey from where I am and where I am destined to be." Today's verse of the day is Ephesians chapter 5, verses 1 through 2. "Therefore be imitators of God as beloved children, and walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God." Make sure you guys are staying tuned throughout this entire video because there is going to be a giveaway thrown in between, so you don't know where it's going to be coming from, so make sure you're watching the video in its entirety. And without further ado, let's get straight into today's video.
Taking you in this moment.
Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13th, 1989 in West Reading, Pennsylvania. During her childhood, Taylor was always involved in the arts of some sort. Before the age of 10, she participated in 4 different plays, and that is what really got her interested in musical theater. Along with musical theater, Taylor frequently would fly back and forth in New York to get singing and acting lessons. Eventually, she shifted from wanting to be a part of musical theater and wanting to get more involved in acting to solely wanting to sing, but sing to country music. And when her parents discovered her dreams, they made sure to have her perform at local neighborhood shows. She would go to fairs, activities, any event where she was able to practice and vocalize her talents. So in her adolescence, after she viewed a documentary about the singer Faith Hill, Taylor was convinced that she had to move to Nashville in order to become a successful country singer. And Taylor's parents made sure to make it happen. Pay attention to how many times Taylor's parents were able to make her dreams come true. So when Taylor said she wanted to go to Nashville, her mother made it happen. She took her daughter at just 11 years old to Nashville. And not only did she do that, Taylor's mother took her to go see different record labels along with bringing demo tapes. Though her parents were fortunate enough to bring their daughter to Nashville, and not just only to Nashville, but also take her to record labels, Taylor was ultimately turned down, and according to Taylor, that was because everybody wanted to do the same thing. So she was still looking for her what was going to make her stand out. So at around 13, 14, Taylor got in contact with the talent agent Dan Dimtro, or Dimtro. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dan Dimtro. And Dan was headquartered in New York, the city where dreams are made. With his help, Taylor and her parents were able to get in contact with major record labels. Along with meeting with these major record labels, Taylor was also able to model with Abercrombie and Fitch. She had an original song on a Maybelline compilation, and at just 13, she was able to snag an artist development agreement after singing original songs at an RCA Records showcase. So when she met Dan, everything just seemed to fall into place. And in talks of Taylor's parents, I didn't even tell you what her parents did for a living or who they were. So Taylor's father is Scott Kingsley Swift, and he is a former stockbroker. And Taylor's mother is Andrea Gardner Swift, and she worked as a mutual fund marketing executive. So her parents were doing very well financially, and that's why they were able to really pursue and push Taylor's dreams. And as we know, for a lot of people that are trying to become famous, that's not exactly the case. So once Taylor was given that artist development deal when she was just 13 years old, her and her mother began frequently going to Nashville. And while she was going to Nashville, she still was in school. And while Taylor was in school, she was still touring, which inevitably led her to just do homeschooling, and it let her graduate school a year early. So during Taylor's time in Nashville, she was able to work with a numerous amount of reputable writers. So she was learning how to songwrite. She was making meaningful connections and building long-lasting relationships. And mind you guys, this is all while she's under 18 years old. Now, Taylor eventually broke her relationship with RCA Records. She felt that they were kind of boxing her in. And she said that they also showed a lack of care towards her. So she decided to just go about her way. And she thankfully was able to run into somebody else that really pivoted pivoted her career. So in 2005, Taylor was performing at this cafe and she ran into a man by the name of Scott Borchetta. And Scott happened to be a record label executive at the DreamWorks Records, and he was in the midst of forming an independent label. And that independent label was Big Machine Records. So Taylor decided to sign with this man, and she was one of their first artists that were signed. And the crazy part about this is Taylor's father invested into this label. He purchased a 3% stake, which equals to about $120,000 of the company. So that just shows that Taylor came from pretty good backgrounds where she was able to do this, and her father was able to catapult his daughter into getting the best artist development and maybe the better opportunities. Oh, I'm tired. It's hot. Why am I hot? Okay. So after Taylor's father invested into this label and Taylor was officially signed to this label, in 2006, Taylor dropped her self-titled album, which she did have to really promote. She was going on radio shows, her mom was selling CDs to radio stations, she was doing television appearances, she opened for this band called the Rascal Flatts, and the album was pretty successful. Taylor got a lot of awards for this album. She was one of the recipients of the Nashville Songwriters Association Songwriter and Artist of the Year in 2007, and she was also the youngest person to be given that title. She won the CMA's Horizon Award for Best New Artist. She won the top new female vocalist at the Academy of Country Music Awards, and at the American Music Awards, she won Favorite Country Female Artist honor. And she was also nominated for Best New Artist at the 50th Annual Grammy Awards. So Taylor was doing pretty well, but she was still kind of boxed into people that listen to country music, mainly teenage girls that listen to country music. But it wasn't until 2008 when she dropped her album Fearless that her career really catapulted. So Taylor's second studio album, Fearless, dropped on November 11, 2008. Some of those songs that we all know now is Love Story, White Horse, You Belong With Me, my personal favorite, I will say. 15 and Fearless were all dropped on that album. The songs on that album were topping all over the charts. And that's when she went on her Fearless tour, and it grossed $63 million. So this is Taylor's main rise to fame, but a lot of people still did not know her. And that is when this infamous moment happened. On September 13th, 2009, Miss Taylor Swift was at the MTV Video Music Awards. So Taylor was nominated for the Best Female Video at this award show. And along with being nominated for that, so was Beyonce Knowles Carter. So Taylor's music video, You Belong With Me, which is a really good video, honestly. I enjoyed that video when I was a kid. I would watch it over and over again. Me and my god sister loved the song. So it was a good video. But Beyonce's song, Single Ladies, was also up there. And we all know Single Ladies was literally a cultural reset. And unfortunately, the award was not given to Beyonce. It was instead given to Miss Taylor Swift. Now, let me also say, Taylor was not really known at this time. She was known mainly among the teenage girls that listened to country music. And she did have You Belong With Me, like her music was spreading, but a lot of people did not know her name necessarily. So Taylor won the award against Beyonce. And while Taylor went on stage to collect her award and do her speech, that is when rapper Kanye West hopped on stage and said this.
Music, so thank you so much for giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Kanye wholeheartedly believed that Beyonce should have won that award. I know if you guys were around at that time, I know I was about 8 years old, we all remember this moment. It was a crazy moment. This is literally pop culture history right there. It is like probably top 10 for pop culture history. So when this happened, a lot of people felt really bad for Taylor. Taylor was under 21, she was new to the industry, and you can just see the pain on her face when this happened. It was an embarrassing moment. And I think this was the start of everybody wanting to put their capes on for Taylor Swift. Just a day after he went on stage and said, I'm gonna let you finish, Taylor, but Beyonce should have won, he was on the Jay Leno show, and he did say he regretted it. He felt bad in the moment. He shouldn't have done it.
I immediately knew in this situation that it was wrong and it wasn't a spectacle or just, you know, actually someone's emotions, you know, that I stepped on, and it was rude, period. And, you know, I'd like to be able to apologize to her in person, and, you know, I wanted to.
Let me ask something. I was fortunate enough to meet your mom and talk with your mom a number of years ago. What do you think she would have said about this? Okay. Would she be disappointed in this? Would she give you a lecture?
Yeah.
Beyonce even went backstage, and Taylor said that Beyonce even apologized and gave her moment when Beyonce won an award later on in that night.
I'd like for Taylor to come out and have her moment.
What did you think when Beyonce said your name? Did you have any idea she was going to do that?
You know, they told me to be ready just in case she might want to say something, and it was just so wonderful and so incredibly classy of her and just gracious and wonderful to let me say something. She's a great person, and I really look up to her.
And just 2 days after that, Taylor even acknowledged that Kanye apologized to her personally by a phone call. So with all that drama that happened back in 2009, there was a bunch of drama between Kanye and Taylor. Kanye took back his apology like in 2013, saying that he does not regret anything that he did when it came to Taylor. But then they rekindled their relationship, it seemed like. Taylor even presented Kanye with a Vanguard Award at the same award show that he said that she should not have won that award at. Taylor even made it a joke when she went up to give Kanye this award, the Vanguard Award, which is like the top award at the MTV Music Video Awards.
I first met Kanye West 6 years ago at this show, actually. Since then, we've had a lot of time to talk about a lot of different things. It seemed like everyone in the world knew about our infamous encounter at the VMAs. But something that you may not know is that Kanye West's album, College Dropout, was the very first album that my brother and I ever bought on iTunes when I was 12 years old. I have been a fan of his since I can remember because Kanye defines what it is to be a creative force in music, fashion, and, well, life. And so I guess I have to say to all the other winners tonight, I'm really happy for you, and I'm gonna let you finish. But Kanye West has had one of the greatest careers of all time.
Thank you, Taylor, for being so gracious and giving me this award this evening. Thank you. And I often think back to the first day I met you, also. You know.
After that moment, Kanye even sent Taylor flowers, and Taylor posted the flowers, so everything seemed to be great. And mind you, Taylor's career is still flourishing and doing very well. She's dropping hit after hit. Until Kanye West dropped his song Famous, where he says in that song the infamous line,
"Feel like Taylor Swift might owe me sex. Wow, I made that bitch famous. I made that bitch famous."
And then Kanye dropped the video where he had a dupe of Taylor in the video. It was like a sculpture of her. And when the song was released, it was quite a controversial song, so everybody was talking about it. So after this happens, everybody has sympathy for Taylor yet again. Taylor's friends were coming out saying, oh my God, like how can you say this? They were coming to her defense. And Kanye was like, this girl gave me permission. I asked her before I released the song. But Taylor was acting as if that never happened.
Opening up the Taylor Swift line on Famous. Did you really talk to Taylor Swift? And was she cool with what was said in the opening of that verse?
Yes, I told her that we was going to say that.
Right. And you know, it's a trip, Kanye. Like, you could have
Well,
danced.
no, I didn't tell her.
Right.
I asked her how she felt about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you could have danced around and played with words, but do you feel like if you do that it takes away from not even a message, but to take away from the music, like from you being an artist?
Yeah, artists and just hip hop. This is what we do, man. Just say how you feel, man. The music is all we got. It's our only opportunity to fully express ourselves. Now, if we take our expression off the drums, we already can't make a move when we at the award show, we lose everything, you know what I'm saying? But you can't even express yourself on the drums. What expression do you have?
And just a few days after the song was released, Taylor accepted her second Grammy for Album of the Year, and she made sure to call Kanye out for this award. And a lot of people felt like she's playing victim, but at the same time, she had a lot of people supporting her because Taylor had a huge fan base. So we keep seeing Taylor allegedly playing victim. A few months after Taylor said what she said in her Grammy speech about Kanye, Kanye's ex-wife, wife at the time, Kim Kardashian, made sure to make it clear that Taylor indeed knew that that lyric in the song was going to be coming out. In the July issue of GQ magazine that year, Kim said this in quote in reference to Taylor's alleged knowledge of the lyric in the song Famous. She totally knew that that was coming out. She wanted to all of a sudden act like she didn't. I swear my husband gets so much SHIT for things when he really was doing proper protocol and even called to get it approved. And once again, Taylor Swift's team was denying that they had knowledge that the lyric was going to be in the song. And then July 17th, 2016, Kim decided to leak footage of Taylor Swift giving confirmation to Kanye West that it was okay for the lyric to be in the song. And this set the internet on fire.
The original way that I thought about it is the best way, but it's the most controversial way. So it's gonna go Eminem a little bit, so can you brace yourself for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It says, wait a second, you sound sad.
Well, is it gonna be mean?
No, I don't think it's mean.
Okay, then let me hear it.
Okay. It says, to all my South Side niggas that know me best, I feel like Taylor Swift might owe me sex.
That's not mean.
Okay. I had this line where I said, and my wife really didn't like this one because we tried to make it nicer. So I said, it's for all my South Side niggas that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. And my wife was really not with that one. She was way more into the she owes you sex. But then the O part was like the feminist group type shit that I was like, ah.
That's the part
yeah.
that's gonna kind of, I mean, they're both really edgy, but that's the only thing about that line is that it's like, it's just the feminists are gonna come out. But I mean, you don't give a fuck, so.
Yeah, basically. Okay, now what if later in the song, I was also to have said, I made her famous. Is that
So did you say that?
Yes, it might have happened.
Oh God. Well, what am I gonna do about it?
Like do the hair flip.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like whatever at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, just you gotta tell a story the way that it happened to you and the way that you experienced it. Like you honestly didn't know who I was before that. Like it doesn't matter if I sold 7 million of that album before you did that, which is what happened. You didn't know who I was before that. It's fine.
Taylor then came out with her own statement. She said that she didn't necessarily say it was okay for the lyric to be put in the song because she didn't know he was going to call her the B word. But you can hear she literally said it's kind of like a compliment in the audio that Kim released. And I feel like this was when we stopped hearing about Taylor as much. Taylor was on a high, and then this was when she kind of paused and we didn't hear from her much. She of course dropped some more albums, but she wasn't in the headlines as much as she was before because people looked at her as a liar. Though Taylor and her team continued to deny, and deny. So the next thing we're going to speak on is Taylor's issue with the label that she was working with, and that is going to be strictly podcast styled edition, mainly because I have to scurry on out of here because I'm actually going to be on a podcast, so I will be sure to give you guys the details on that podcast. But before we get into the next part with Taylor Swift, here's a word from today's sponsor and also a little bit about today's giveaway. Today's video is sponsored by Glow Melanin, and they are a company based in Atlanta, Georgia, and y'all know I love me some ATL and I love a black Black-owned business, and Glow Melanin is the absolute truth. So I have been using all of Glow Melanin's products for a month straight now, and I have been noticing extreme differences already. So first, I've been using their raw Manuka honey and turmeric face wash. Next, I've been using the dark spot corrector serum, this stuff right here. Oh my god, this is my holy grail. Then I've been using the peach yoni wash, and after using the peach yoni wash, I move on to using their scrub. This is the turmeric brightening scrub, and then I finish off every single time I take a shower with the Goddess Yoni oil. If you are a previous shaver or a current shaver for down there, these three have been amazing, especially with taking care of any dark marks that you may have. As a Black woman in particular, y'all know that hyperpigmentation, dark spots, dark marks are one of the most frustrating parts of having melanated skin. And with Glow Melanin, you're able to use their products and actually see results. My dark marks on my skin have diminished significantly. This right here smells so delicious. It keeps everything down there feeling smooth, and all of the ingredients are natural, cruelty-free, and made specifically for melanated skin. So I adore Glow Melanin so much and recommend them so much that I am going to be doing a giveaway for you guys with Glow Melanin. Now, this was supposed to be a little birthday gift from me to y'all, but my birthday was like, what, almost a month ago now? But we're going to still celebrate it as my birthday gift to you guys, along with soon hitting 200,000 subscribers. Glow Melanin and I teamed up together to offer you guys a $250 gift card along with Glow Melanin products. All you have to do is follow these simple steps. So you need to be following me on my Instagram and TikTok and be subscribed to both my YouTube channel and my Snapchat channel. Along with that, you need to follow Glow Melanin's page and be sure to comment on their latest post here from Toni Bryanne TV. And through that, I'll be selecting a very lucky winner, and I cannot wait to see how many of you guys join this amazing giveaway. Remember, y'all, this is $250, $250 and Glow Melanin products. This will be my biggest giveaway to date, but there will be so many more to come. So let's move on to the next point in terms of the Taylor Swift craze. So I also want to mention, as she got more popular, she transitioned from country music to pop music, and this is what really catapulted her career. Pop music is a much bigger market than country, so she grew her fan base a lot, and the music that she was creating was now on more well-known radio stations. And though she transitioned to pop music, she still mostly had a teen fan base, and a lot of the songs she would make were very relatable to teen girls. She created songs about love, heartbreak, so on and so forth, and Taylor was known for dating quite a bit. She had quite the roster with both non-celebrities and celebrity ex-boyfriends, from Joe Jonas to a man named Lucas Till to Taylor Lautner to Corey Monteith to John Mayer to Jack Gyllenhaal to Connor Kennedy to Harry Styles to Calvin Harris to Tom Hiddleston to Joe Alwyn. Y'all, the girl was definitely outside dating. But what made her so relatable is that a lot of other girls date too, and they went through heartbreak. So that made her really well connected with her audience. Her fans almost felt like they knew her. And when Taylor was getting dragged through the tabloids about her always dating, and every time she dated a guy, she would somehow make a song about them that would end up being a hit. A lot of her fans came to her defense. Once again, protect Taylor at all costs. This was literally Taylor Swift's brand. Her fans were known for riding out for her. So once again, there is a connection between people always feeling like they needed to come to Taylor's defense. And this ties back to June 30th, 2019, when Taylor came into a dispute with her former record label, Big Machine Records. That is the label that her dad invested $100,000 in. So Taylor got into a dispute with Big Machine Records because she wanted ownership of the masters of her first 6 studio albums. And obviously, they weren't willing to grant that to her. So the initial founder of Big Machine Records was the man Scott Borchetta, but there was a new owner named Scooter Braun. If you guys don't know who Scooter Braun is, Scooter Braun was actually Justin Bieber's first manager, and he's worked with other artists like Ariana Grande. So Scooter purchased Big Machine Records in June of 2019, and he purchased it from Scott Borchetta for $330 million. Scooter had now become the owner of all of the masters, music videos, and artworks copyrighted by Big Machine Records, and that included Taylor Swift in her first 6 studio albums. Due to this, Taylor stated that she tried to purchase her masters, but Big Machine Records had offered very unfavorable conditions, and she knew the label would sell them to someone else, but did not expect Scooter to inevitably be the buyer. And she said that he was, in quote, an incessant manipulative bully. So in November 2018, Taylor actually signed a record deal with Republic Records after the conclusion of her Big Machine Records contract. However, the initial founder of Big Machine Records, who's Scott, he claims that Taylor declined an opportunity to even purchase the masters. So he's going against this. Once again, it's a he said, she said situation when it comes to Taylor Swift. So due to this, Big Machine Records and Taylor were in a bunch of disagreements, and it led to further beef, including Taylor stating that she was not allowed to use any of her music for the 2019 American Music Awards and also her documentary, Miss Americana. And Big Machine Records even went so far as to release Taylor's live studio album, Live from Clear Channel Strip 2008, back in 2020, which was an unreleased work by Taylor, and it was not with her approval. And in October 2020, Scooter sold the old masters to the Disney family's investment firm, Shamrock Holdings, for $405 million, under the strict condition that he keeps profiting from that masters. Once again, Taylor said that she did not agree with this. And to clap back at Big Machine Records, Taylor announced that she would be re-recording her 6 albums, the first 6 studio albums she ever made, and own the records herself. And then she released the re-recorded albums through the Republic Records. And it did extremely well, breaking multiple streaming, sales, and chart records. And this also led to her now doing the Eras Tour, which has been incredibly successful.
Master is very valuable. With her songs, the publishing is also very valuable. But what she did, she basically said, you guys, even though you bought the master recording, I own the copyright. So I'm essentially going to create new masters by re-recording all of these songs and creating new recordings with the intellectual property of the song that I own, and ask my fans to stream that, and ask the people who are licensing for sync to license that, so that this vehicle is the thing that makes the money. And it was kind of a brilliant boss move.
Yeah, complete boss move.
You know,
I love it.
So many people gained a new respect for Taylor. They were rallying by Taylor. They're like, look at what Taylor did. She was able to re-release her albums, and we need to support her. Women's rights. Da, 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 da. So she was constantly being praised time and time again, and everyone was coming to Taylor's defense. And that leads us to today, where Taylor Swift is currently on her Eras Tour. And Taylor has labeled this tour as homage to the musical eras of her discography. The tour is still ongoing. It is set to finish on December 8th, 2024 in Vancouver, Canada. So Taylor announced this tour after the release of her 10th studio album, Midnight. And the Eras Tour is Taylor's second all-stadium tour after the 2018 Reputation Stadium tour. The Eras Tour has become the first concert tour to surpass $1 billion in revenue, and it is the highest grossing ever. And the tour literally had an impact on economies, businesses, and tourism worldwide, dominating news cycles and social media, and it garnered a range of accolades and tributes from governments and organizations, according to wikipedia.org.
Taylor Swift quite possibly saved the U.S. from a recession. Both the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times have reported on this phenomenon. And spoiler alert, well, a portion of this has to do with the ticket prices and the scalping economy. It's so much more than that. Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, has acted like a stimulus package to the U.S. Each city that she travels to has its own portion of the stimulus package. And it's so big that the Federal Reserve Board has noticed. World economists are starting to report on it. Taylor travels to the city. Locals are concert. So people are from all over to see her action, booking homes, booking flights, going to eat, seeing local, and all just on the show, but for as a whole. In people to these across as
There's finally been an economic study done on the Eras Tour, and the numbers are staggering. All in all, Taylor Swift is projected to make $4.1 billion with a B, off of this tour. $4.1 billion. You know how many zeros that is? This comes to us from the Washington Post, the Economy Taylor's version. See how much money Taylor Swift's Eras Tour actually made. $4.1 billion that Taylor has made is the most that anyone's ever made on a concert tour. There was also a serious trickle-down effect into the U.S. economy. That's right, trickle-down economics. I'm educating you right now. Education from Jack Mack. By the end of the U.S. tour, you've got a $5.7 billion boost to the country's economy. $5.7 billion. Here's the economic effect from 4 major cities. 320 million in the LA, 48 million in the Kansas City, probably more now thanks to Travis Kelce. 140 million to Denver, 48 million to Cincinnati. There was also a $208 million bump in hotel room revenue. And as I'm making this TikTok, I realize these are only stats about the U.S. tour that has happened. She's going to make more money on the international tour and then U.S. tour 2.0 when she comes back. I know it's not as large or as many stops, but that $4.1 billion number is probably going to be closer to $5, $6, $7 billion. What a force.
So with Taylor's tour being so successful, and while she was on tour, so was the Queen, Beyonce Knowles, as many refer to her as. And the question is, how was Taylor's tour doing so well compared to Beyonce's? People found Beyonce's tour to be more impactful. People found Beyonce to be more talented. And so many things as to how are Beyonce and Taylor so close tied together. Well, let's just be real. We live in what type of America? A white America. So yes, Taylor is going to get more people going to her shows. Taylor also has a whole different demographic of audience than Beyonce does. Taylor's audience, like I said before, is more middle and high school girls. And who do middle and high school girls have to go with whenever they go to a concert? Their parents. So that is extra sales that Taylor is getting. And once again, the white audience is always going to pay more, and it is more of a favorable audience towards the ones that they love. This is a white America. Now, I'm not debunking Taylor's talent, but this is a very crucial fact in comparison of the Renaissance and the Eras tour. Just look at the Renaissance tour, how diverse it is. You see black, white, gay, straight, every type of person you will see at the Renaissance tour. And when you think of the Eras tour, what do you think? A bunch of white girls and women and a sprinkle of black and brown people. This TikToker explained it perfectly. Take a look at this.
Eras tour versus Renaissance tour.
I really hate the comparisons to Beyonce and Taylor Swift because it's actually no comparison. Now, do I believe that Taylor is going to outsell Beyonce? Yes, I do believe that, because you know why she is? She's white. She has nothing but white fans with a sprinkle of little brown and black. Taylor Swift has a whole demographic of little small white girls, children who literally beg their parents to buy these tickets. And what those parents did, they bought them. Like when I was on the train, all I saw was little girls with their parents, and their parents are forced to go. Beyonce has a complete different demographic of people who wants to go see her perform. It's mainly adults. You're not going to see that many children there. So let's get that off the table. But I really need y'all to understand, Beyonce can definitely sing better than Taylor. Beyonce's music is definitely better than Taylor. Beyonce definitely can dance better than Taylor. Those visuals were better than Taylor's. Taylor's was very mediocre. Like literally, Beyonce is putting on a show. She's giving us culture. She's giving us ballroom. She's giving us all that. You cannot compare commercially successful to somebody that actually puts in so much work to be literally the setting standard of the music industry. Stop comparing the two. Stop.
And let me make it clear once again, I am not taking away from Taylor's success. Kudos to her. It is an amazing thing, but we have to be real when we're looking at what is in front of us in clear, plain sight. So another big thing that has sparked more of Taylor Swift's very big popularity is her new relationship with the man Travis Kelce. If y'all don't know who Travis Kelce is a very popular football player, and he is currently playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. So Travis Kelce, I would say, was most popular due to his past relationship with a girl by the name of Kayla Nicole. Travis is a white man and he was dating a black woman, which is something that people don't typically see, and they both were extremely attractive. Travis and Kayla broke up in the beginning of 2023, and shortly after, Travis was linked with none other than Taylor Swift. This boosted Travis's celebrity like nobody's business, with him now dating Taylor Swift and people seeing Taylor Swift at the football games, people seeing Taylor Swift and him interacting with one another. It boosted not only Travis Kelce's celebrity, but also the NFL. The NFL has kind of been plummeting in recent years. Not as many people were watching it, but with Taylor Swift now being a part of the NFL, due to her dating Travis Kelce, it has boosted sales quite a bit. According to Nielsen, an average of 17.9 million people have watched regular season NFL games this season, which is marking a 7% increase from the previous season and the biggest viewership for regular season games since 2015. Now, we can't exactly say this is due to Taylor Swift, but it could be a huge reason. This girl has a huge celebratory fan base, especially in ties to the female market. So with this information, the regular season games notably saw a 9% boost in female viewership, which is the highest recorded female viewership since the league began keeping records back in 2000. Taylor's first appearance at the Chiefs game on September 24th resulted in the highest rated NFL broadcast of that week and the second highest rated of the season up to that point with 24.3 million viewers. It was also the highest rated NFL game of the week among women in 3 different age demographics between 12 and 49, according to Fox Sports. And then Taylor's second appearance at the Chiefs games on October 1st averaged 27 million viewers, with viewing among girls and women spiking dramatically. And you guys wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people found this to be a little bit set up, because with the rise in viewership due to Taylor Swift allegedly coming to the games, the Kansas City Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl. And a lot of people felt as if the games were rigged. They felt other teams were more qualified to be at the Super Bowl, but the only reason why the Kansas City Chiefs were at the Super Bowl were because they knew it would boost up the ratings and viewership because of Taylor Swift. And people have been complaining.
Conspiracy theories around Taylor Swift rigging the Super Bowl are swirling. Let me explain. It seems to have started earlier in January with Fox News talking head Jesse Waters floating the idea that the pop star is a government psyop on his show.
Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting.
He then played a clip from this 2019 International Conference on Cyber Conflict to back up his claim.
So I include Taylor Swift in here because she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
However, the woman in the clip shown indeed does not work for the Pentagon, as Fox's Waters said. She was a researcher at Johns Hopkins at the time, and was giving a presentation about how influential people can combat misinformation online. Days after he made the allegation, a Pentagon spokesperson denied the claim, using Taylor Swift lyrics to respond saying, quote, "As for this conspiracy, we're going to shake it off." Swift endorsed Biden in 2020 and urged her followers to register to vote. This is also being used by many online to inform their conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift. They see her relationship with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce and the media focus on their relationship as reason to believe she's being used as a psyop to rig the Super Bowl and influence Americans to vote for Joe Biden this November. Then this past Monday, former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy wrote on X, quote, "I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month. And I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially culturally propped up couple this fall."
No one can convince me that this game was not rigged. I am telling you right now, from the second these two started dating, this is the exact picture the NFL wanted. And I made a video predicting this back in January. I said if the Kansas City Chiefs make it to the AFC Championship, they are going to win the Super Bowl. And exactly what I said would happen, happened. The NFL tonight just set a record for the most watched Super Bowl of all time. Ever since COVID happened, the NFL has been dying. And they were willing to do absolutely anything to get their ratings back. Even if that means rigging a game. You may be asking me, yo Griff, how was it rigged? This guy right here. This guy throughout the entire season didn't miss one kick. Not a single one. If he got that extra point, then the Kansas City Chiefs go down the field, they don't get a field goal, they don't score, they lose. In the biggest kick of this guy's life, he misses. I'm just more pissed off than anything that they can't just let things play out anymore. Every one of these professional sporting events needs to have some sort of external factor influencing the outcome of the game. I honestly might not even watch the NFL next year.
They're here to see the game, not to see Taylor Swift, because they constantly show Taylor Swift whenever she's at the games on the cameras. So a lot of people believe that the entire relationship with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is a PR stunt. And that's because of Travis Kelce's past type. Travis is known for dating Black women, or women of color in general, and they are the polar opposite of what Taylor Swift is and who she is.
Oh shit, not good. Okay, I'm trying.
And due to a lot of people believing that it was a setup, Taylor Swift fans began to go and attack Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend by the name of Kayla Nicole. It was so bad that Kayla had to put out a public statement speaking against bullying, especially bullying Black women.
Hey guys, Kayla here. It's always been really important for me to use my platform not to create division, but to elevate and unite women, Black women specifically. So I prepared a letter and would like to share it with you today. Dear Black girl, they may call you a traitor for falling in love. You'll hope the ones closest will protect you, but you will quickly find out that people don't protect what they don't value. They'll say you're too much, too provocative, too boisterous, too outspoken, and in the same breath tell you that you're not enough, not successful enough, not wholesome enough, maybe not even intelligent enough. They'll say you deserve the backlash and embarrassment. Because of your Blackness, you should have known better. They'll even try to tie your value to your net worth. But Black girl, please remember your value lies elsewhere. Your value is deep within your heart, the way you love, the way you give. Your value is in your resilience, your willingness to forgive. The way you protect what means most to you, even if it hurts you along the way. And the way you stand up for what means most to you, even though they may not ever do the same. But Black girl, respectfully, let me stop you there because you don't have to participate in this tumultuous, often one-sided journey. Preserve your heart. Even when they try to quantify your character and test your boundaries, you do not have to engage. You do not have to respond because there is power in your silence. And you can use that same power to silence the noise and the self-doubt. Silence the voices within that want you to give in to this demoralizing and antiquated narrative. Tap into that power. Because I know, girl, the rage of the world is loud. But Black girl, your God is louder. And your tribe is stronger. Your blood runs deeper and is filled with strength. And when you finally find the strength to speak your truth, it is your voice that will help heal.
And a lot of people were not even surprised that Taylor Swift's fans were going so low by coming for this woman's looks in her race because Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriend had quite a history of being, what? Racist. So Taylor's ex-boyfriend, Matt Healy, was accused of allegedly being a racist and a Nazi and even attacking the rapper Ice Spice.
So let's start with the first of the 5 most problematic things that Matty Healy has ever said or done that makes Taylor Swift's fans hate him. First, and we're really starting off crazy here, is that Matty was doing a certain march and salute made famous by a certain group of people that Kanye West identifies with. And he said, "Thank you, Kanye. Very cool for supporting them." Second, his fans don't like his casual racism on stage.
I don't think it's a racist thing to say.
I'm not racist, I'm not a bigot, I'm a bit of a dickhead maybe, but it isn't, like, I'm not an ist.
Third, he said some really horrible things, mocking Ice Spice, her appearance, her accent, and just mocking API accents in general.
Yeah, that's what Ice Spice is like.
She's a very attractive woman that released one song and basically
So you slide in your DMs, you're like, so what are you, a fucking Eskimo or something?
Yeah.
Just this chubby Chinese lady.
That podcast episode was actually considered so offensive that Apple Podcasts and Spotify removed it from their platforms. I guess that means he's not a munch either, which is another red flag.
After this news was released, Taylor and Matt broke up, and then Taylor was quickly seen with Travis Kelce. And with her track record, people weren't really surprised that Taylor moved on so quickly. However, others speculate this was all for PR reasons, because after Taylor broke up with Matt Healy, she ended up releasing a song with Ice Spice and even bringing Ice Spice out for her Eras tour to perform the song together. So was this all calculated or not? And with Taylor's audience being so heavily racist from what we saw when it came to Travis's ex-girlfriend Kayla Nicole, people are starting to believe, Taylor, are you not that far off from your fans that your fans feel comfortable enough to behave this way? And most of Taylor's fan base are little teenage white girls. That's literally what Taylor's entire discography circles around. And people also pointed out that Taylor never came to Kayla's defense, telling her fans to stop being so racist and hateful. So that also led people to believe, is Taylor really that far off from her racist fans? Her fans are constantly coming to her defense, fence, constantly not holding her accountable, and that's what led to her big celebrity. And of course, she has the look. She has the American look. She's America's sweetheart. Blonde hair, blue eyes, tall and beautiful. Taylor literally is the embodiment of what America wants the rest of the world to view their women as. So in ties to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship, I also feel like it could have been very much premeditated for Taylor and Travis to get together. They saw how well Taylor's Eras Tour was doing, so they did a little experiment. If you guys really think about it, the entire NFL is incredibly calculated. The Super Bowl is a marketing event. The Super Bowl is not meant for may the best man or the best player win. No, it's all marketing. Do you guys know how expensive these Super Bowl slots are for a commercial? It's over $1 million for a 30-second ad. It's all very calculated. And when you look at the Super Bowl is literally what American culture is. And what is American culture? White, white, and more white, okay? And someone like the City Chiefs, someone like a Travis Kelce who was previously dating black women, it would look better even for his image to start dating a white woman because that is what is up to America's standards.
Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift only further proves to me that he is a black athlete trapped in a white athlete's body. Now we know he got the swag of a black athlete, and we know he can do a touchdown celebration like a black athlete, but after getting with Taylor Swift, he has officially gained the dating habits of a black athlete. Because he was with his sister the whole time he was on the come up in the NFL, and he stayed loyal to that sister right up until he started getting them Super Bowl. But the moment he got that second Super Bowl, this wigger just ran to the whitest part of town. This Taylor Swift ain't just any white woman. She is the whitest of white women. You look up the definition of a white woman in the dictionary, it's a picture of Taylor Swift looking just like this. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, Travis is just doing what a lot of successful black athletes do. He's still with us, you know what I'm saying? But he's just following the script. He's just following the script.
So when we come to question of what is the Taylor Swift craze? Why is Taylor Swift being compared to someone as talented as a Beyonce? Why is she being compared to someone as talented as a Michael Jackson? Yes, y'all. People are now comparing Taylor to Michael Jackson. It is because she has a very loyal fan base that is going to stand on business every time when it comes to her. From what we see, she allegedly is not very good at taking accountability and plays victim quite a bit, and that is what triggers her fan base to go and stand up for her. And she is white and can sing. I think Taylor's music is very good. I do enjoy her music, but there is no way to me personally that Taylor Swift is at the level or scale that she is today. And I'm telling y'all, it's not even about color, because I feel as if the other it girls that were out when Taylor Swift came out, the Katy Perrys, the Lady Gagas, who else? Ariana Grande, heck, even Britney Spears, they, I would understand, would be at the level or caliber that a Taylor Swift is at, or that they should be. I don't understand how Katy Perry just kind of fell off. We don't even hear about Katy Perry that much anymore. And no one compares a Katy Perry to Beyonce, but they would put her in an experience. Lady Gaga and Katy Perry had a look, a distinct look. They had a standout piece. I don't believe that Taylor Swift has that at all. So it is very confusing how a Taylor Swift can be seen as so popular. But I do believe a big part that plays in it is that everyone always felt like they had to protect Taylor since Kanye West came out and took her moment from her. And now no one is going to allow anybody else to get that moment but a Taylor Swift. But you guys, I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on the entire Taylor Swift craze? Do you guys believe that Taylor deserves her fame? Do you believe that Taylor Swift is overhyped? Let's get a discussion going on in the comments. As always, be respectful. We all have our own opinions, and that is okay. Being a mean bully about a woman that does not know you is not okay, but a healthy debate I am all for. So please be respectful. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to join the giveaway. I'm so excited to select a winner, and I will see you all in my very next video. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.
Taking you in this moment, come get close like you own it. Read your aura, you want more of all this love, you'll be your name. Release all of your burden.